Imagine a game of snakes and ladders with humans replacing snakes and trees replacing ladders. Despite being one of the earliest creatures to have habited planet Earth, such a scenario is not very far from reality for snakes. Overtaking natural predators such as mongooses and raptors, humans pose a major threat to their survival. When cornered, snakes are left with no other option but to resort to their survival instincts. Being one of the most misunderstood creatures in the animal kingdom, there are numerous myths and misconceptions about snakes that have come to be a real threat to their survival. Every time a snake inadvertently wanders into a human habitat, like the subadult cobra Naja, humans panic and try to kill them. Being in such a situation, Naja's chances of survival hang on tenterhooks.
ಹಾವು ಕಚ್ಚಿದಾಗ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಆಗಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನೇ ಹಾವು ಬಂದು ಕಾಣಿಸಿದ್ರೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೊಡೆದು ಸಾಯಿಸಾಕ್ತೀವಿ.
ಅದು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹಾವು ಬಂದಾಗ ಭಯ ಬಿದ್ದು ಹೊಡೆದಾಕಬೇಕು.
ನಾಗರಾವು ಕಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಹಾವು ಕಂಡ್ರೂ ಹೊಡೆದು ಸಾಯಿಸಿ ಬಿಸಾಕ್ತೀವಿ.
जा बोले तो जाना को खड़ता है ना, उन्हें हराम शैतान उन्हें उससे मार सकते हैं.
Fear translates into hatred and anger amongst humans, turning them blind to the fact that snakes are rarely the first to attack. The trouble begins when, giving into several myths and misconceptions, humans are the first to strike. Since the dawn of civilization, our ancestors have understood the importance of snakes in maintaining biodiversity. They acknowledge this by revering snakes as gods. Even today, stone snake idols are found in Hindu temples across the country. Millions of Indians offer prayers to these snake gods and perform various rituals to appease them.
ನಾಗ ಪಂಚಮಿ ದಿವಸ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಉಪವಾಸ ಬಂದು ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಹಾಲು ಹಾಕಿ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಏನಂತ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ತಿಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾಗದೋಷ ಕಳೀತದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ.
With close to 50,000 people dying of snake bites in India every year, snakes are also perceived as a threat to life. This is where all the myths and misconceptions about these beautiful reptiles originate. So why should snakes be conserved? To find out, let's join Trishala Ashok, who has travelled to Kalinga Center for Rainforest Ecology in Agumbe to meet renowned herpetologist Gauri Shankar.
Trishala.
Hi Gauri, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I think snakes are the most misunderstood creatures in the animal kingdom. There are so many myths and misconceptions that have caused a threat to their existence. So before we address these myths, can you tell us why snakes need to be conserved?
I would say there are three major reasons why we have to save snakes. The first one is they play a very important role in the ecosystem as prey and as well as predator, and they are integral part of the food chain. The second reason is they help us in controlling the rodent population, which also consume like 20 to 40% of the food grains which are produced by the farmers. So in that way they help us a lot. And of course rodents do spread diseases. By consuming them, they help us in controlling diseases, right? And the third important point, the venom is used in life-saving drugs. So I would say these are the three important reasons why we should save snakes.
Nagamani is very rare. You don't find that in all the snakes. It is mostly found in cobras, and not all cobras are able to have Nagamani in their body.
Over the years, the Nagamani myth has become quite popular. A lot of people believe that it exists. So what's the science behind the Nagamani?
Oh, there is no science behind it. Belief is if a cobra doesn't bite anyone, or doesn't feed on any animal and preserves that venom for over 100 years, that's when the venom will turn into a diamond, which is not possible. The cobra has to survive. For that, it has to feed. That means the venom is used for digestion. It's gone. So there's no way the venom will change into a diamond over the years. And the lifespan is just 20 to 25 years. So there's no way the diamond develops.
What about these videos that go viral on social media? I've seen people extract the stone from the snake's head. How is that possible?
It's possible because it's staged. So naturally, there is no space in the skull to have a stone. So it's forcefully inserted. People are falling for this scam. And it's illegal to do any business with snakes. And they're protected under Wildlife Protection Act 1972.
ನಾನು ಬೈಕಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಕೋಲಾರ ಕಡೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀ ಕುಡಿಯೋಣ ಅಂತ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಟೀ ಕುಡಿದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಡ್ಡಿತ್ತು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಇದ್ದರು. ಏನೋ ಜನ ಇದೆ ನೋಡೋಕೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾವಿತ್ತು, 2 ತಲೆ ಹಾವಿತ್ತು. ಅದು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು, ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜನ ಇದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಾವು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು.
Another common misconception that we came across is the double-headed snake. Many people believe that it exists.
I think you're talking about the red sand boa. Yes, it has a very long cylindrical body where head and tail both look alike. And people believe that 6 months of the year it goes forward and 6 months it goes reverse. So that's a misconception.
Isn't this the same snake that has been used in illegal wildlife trade?
Yes, unfortunately people believe that this snake will show them hidden treasure. So they keep it at home illegally. And you know, the snake is protected under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Yes. If found guilty, they'll be put behind bars for 3 years and you'll be fined 25,000 rupees.
So what about multiple-headed snakes that we see these pictures go viral on Facebook and WhatsApp and other forms of social media?
Oh, they do exist sometimes like human beings, you know. Sometimes accidentally 2-headed snakes are born, but they have 2 brains. So they can't survive in the wild because 2 brains are thinking in 2 different directions. So there is a conflict. So there are very few records where they've survived for a few days in wild, but in captivity, yes, they've survived for a long time because it's monitored. It's kept in controlled conditions and fed properly. So it is possible.
So double-headed snakes exist, but what about, I've seen like multiple heads, you know?
Oh, that's, yes. In the recent Photoshop, you can put 10 or 15 heads. It's possible, yeah.
Feeding milk to snakes, cobras to be precise, is a common practice across the country.
ನಾಗ ಪಂಚಮಿ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ದಿವಸ ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಾಲು ಹಾಕಿ ಆ ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಯಾವ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳಿದ್ರೂ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
However, Snake Sham, who has been rescuing snakes for close to 4 decades, begs to differ from this age-old ritual.
ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಹಾವುಗಳು ಹಾಲು ಕುಡಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಹಾವಿನ ಆಹಾರ ಹಾಲಲ್ಲ, ಹಾವು ಮಾಂಸಾಹಾರಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ. ಇದು ತನ್ನ ಗಾತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂತೆ ಹಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಲಿ, ಕಪ್ಪೆ, ಹೆಂಟೆಗೊದ್ದ, ಹಾವುರಾಣಿ, ಪುಟ್ಟ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳನ್ನ ನುಂಗಿ ತನ್ನ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಸಾಗಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾವಿಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಕ್ಕಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಾವನ್ನೇ ನುಂಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಷ್ಟೇ, ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಣ ತೆಗಿಬೇಡಿ. ಆ ಥರ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳ್ಳಿ ನಾಗಪ್ಪಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಲು ಹಾಕಿ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿ.
Well, most of these myths have been a threat to snakes. Are there any that have helped in their conservation?
Yes, there are certain myths which worked to the advantage of snakes. Take for example a popular myth which has been highlighted by our movies. If you kill a snake, its partner will come to take revenge. So that is conservation. So people are asking you not to kill a snake. If you kill it, you will get bitten. So that's a strong point where conservation is told.
Is there logic behind that myth?
Yes. So when you kill a snake, that snake will leave a lot of pheromones on the ground and in the air. So if there is any snake which is passing by, he will definitely come to investigate. So that has created this story where its partner has come to take revenge.
The conflict between snakes and humans starts with the latter encroaching forest lands. Consequently, snakes wander into human habitats in search of food and shelter.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹಾವು ಬಂದರೆ ಪರಿಣಿತ ಹಾವು ಸಂರಕ್ಷಕರು, ಅಂದರೆ ಹಾವಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರು, ವ್ಯಾನಮಸ್ ನಾನ್ ವೆನಮಸ್ ಸ್ನೇಕ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರು ಅಂಥ ಸ್ನೇಕ್ ರೆಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಯರ್ಸ್ನ ಕರೆಸಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಹಾವನ್ನ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ನೀವು ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಡೋಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ.
Meanwhile in Agumbe, a call for help demands Gauri's attention.
Hello? ಎಲ್ಲಿ? ಓ, ನಾಗರಾವ? ಸರಿ ಸರಿ, ಬಂದೆ. ಒಂದು 20 ನಿಮಿಷ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈಗ ಬಂದೆ. Oh, there's a rescue call. You want to go?
Yeah, sure.
So Trishala, never go on a rescue without being properly equipped. Always remember to carry a hook, a bag and a PVC pipe.
Equipped with all the necessary tools for the operation, Gauri and Trishala get right on the job. Being one of the densest parts of the Western Ghats, Agumbe is home to diverse forms of life. Interestingly, these tropical rainforests are also home to the largest venomous snake in the world, Ophiophagus henna, better known as the king cobra.
King cobras are the most intelligent snakes of all snakes, and out of 3,000 species snakes found in the globe, this is the only species which builds nests. That's something really interesting. I've caught close to 350 king cobras now, and each one is different. Each one has its own character, and they're like a huge mammal. It's like an elephant or a tiger or a leopard. The snake can directly look into your eyes and communicate, and that is what I see, which is absent in any other species.
Owing to its intimidating size and deadly reputation, it is a common misconception that king cobras account for the most number of deaths in the country. The truth is, king cobras rarely kill humans. There are about 300 species of snakes in India. Among them, contrary to popular belief, just about 15 snakes are capable of killing humans. Of this, 4 snakes are responsible for delivering the most number of fatal bites in the country. Known as the Big Four, the most famous among them is the spectacled cobra.
Cobras are the most beautiful snakes, I would say, and they have one of the most dramatic display, the hood. No other snake can do this so gracefully. They do warn people, they have enough warning signals to the people, but beyond that, what happens is an accident.
Russell's vipers account for the most number of fatal bites in the country.
The most defensive snake I would call a Russell viper. There is enough warning, but if you mess around with the species, if you don't know how to handle, or you try to capture it, or you try to harm it, it will bite.
Saw-scale vipers may be small, but never judge the snake by its size.
Saw-scale are the tiniest venomous snakes we have in India. The interesting thing about saw-scale, they make sound or a noise by rubbing their scales, not by breathing in, breathing out, unlike a Russell's viper or a cobra. Very difficult to spot them. They're well camouflaged, and they are short-tempered. They will definitely bite. You step on them or you try to harm them. So we should really be careful with these snakes.
Kraits may appear to be harmless, but they sure do pack a fatal bite.
Common kraits are silent killers. They're nocturnal, so most of the time people get bitten, it's in the dark. Otherwise, it's really difficult to spot them in the daytime. One important thing we should keep in mind, when you get bitten by krait, it's not going to hurt for some time. So that means the person might ignore until the reaction, the venom takes its action, and you end up being quite late to reach the hospital. So you should be really careful.
India is considered to be the land of ancient wisdom. However, it is also home to some deep-rooted myths about snakes.
At about 9 o'clock in the night, I was bitten in the leg by a snake. I couldn't see the snake, but I was immediately rushed to a hospital in Shivadi, where they placed a stone on the bite spot. The stone sucked out all the venom. I was admitted for 4 days, after which I got discharged.
ಹಾವು ಕಚ್ಚಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಹಳ್ಳಿಲಿ ಮಂತ್ರ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಆ ಹಾವಿನ ಕಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟು ಆ ಕಲ್ಲು ವಿಷ ಹೀರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ತಪ್ಪು ಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಲ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಮೂಢನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಯಾವುದೇ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಹಾವು ಕಚ್ಚಿದ್ರೆ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಸೂನ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್, ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ನಾವು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿನ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅವನ್ನ ASV ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೋದು.
Most snake bites happen when humans and snakes inadvertently cross paths. Farmers and agricultural laborers are the most prone to snake bites as they are at the front line of such conflict zones.
In case of a snake bite, although it is difficult, the bite victim should not panic. One should rush those bite victims to the hospital which has stocks of antivenom. Usually the government hospitals close by do stock antivenoms. Most often people also apply high pressure bandages like tourniquets, and that should be avoided. And antivenom is the only tried and tested and scientifically validated method of treating snake bites.
So what exactly is anti-snake venom made of?
Snake bites are treated using antivenoms which are produced from the venoms of snakes. The venoms are diluted, injected into animals like horses and sheep, and then the antibodies are collected and sold as antivenom. It is not important to identify snake species in case of a snake bite, as the antivenom neutralizes bites from most of the medically important snakes in India.
Bizarre practices such as sucking the venom out of snake bites is still very common in certain parts of the country.
People should not attempt to suck the venom out of the bite site, because if you have ulcers or if there are cuts in your mouth, then the venom can get into the blood vessels and cause severe harmful effects.
Meanwhile, Gauri and Trishala have arrived in the nick of time to rescue Naja. While Trishala holds back the panic-stricken crowd, Gauri wastes no time in getting down to business. After successfully rescuing Naja, Gauri finds a new home for him, not very far from the place where he was found.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನತೆಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಒಂದೇ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಹಾವುಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದಾಗಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಾಯಿಸೋದಾಗಲಿ ಹೊಡೆದಾಕೋದಾಗಲಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಒಂದು ಊಟದ ಚೈನಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಫುಡ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಹಾವಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವುಗಳು, ಹಾವಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಜನಹಿತಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಜಾರಿ, ಅರಣ್ಯ, ಪರಿಸರ ಮತ್ತು ಜೀವಿಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಪ್ರಕಟಣೆ.